Do it.
I'm doing
Go.
it. Stop it.
Are we done? Have we started?
Yes.
We're on.
Yes. Welcome to Linoleum Knife.
Hey.
Across the table from me, drinking his tea, is Dave White, film critic for movies.com.
It's really important that I have my tea.
Fine.
You don't want me to crunch all with potato chippy noises, do you? You'd rather I have
drink
tea
all
than
the tea you want.
potato chips, right?
I would.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Alonso and he is the DVD columnist for Movie
Editor.
Ew!
Look, get it right.
Lord Fluffinfold is the editor at MovieLine.com of digital video discs.
Televisual, as Tilda Swinton would say.
Yeah.
No, I just, if you're going to say my title,
You're the editor.
say it right.
You're the editor. You're everybody's editor.
I'm the-
You're the
I'm the
editoriest
DVD
editor that
no,
ever edited
please.
anything
Okay.
in edit.
Stop. Now
land.
you're just being bad.
Yeah.
I'm the DVD editor of Movie Line. That's all you had to say.
It's a puffed up title.
You're a puffed up title.
And he writes books. And he's on What the Flick. You're on What the Flick right now. Tell
This
him about
week,
What the
yeah.
Flick. I know we've discussed this.
It is a weekly YouTube movie review show from the Young Turks Network that features Ben Mankiewicz and of TCM and Christy Lemire of Associated Press and Ebert Presents at the Movies and Matt Atchity of Rotten Tomatoes. And on the weeks when one or more of those people can't be there, they call me.
Alonso is the substitute teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they treat me nicely. So I was
Some total stranger bro complimented you on your outfit that you wore
Yes.
on the thing.
It's true.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing the Dave White favorite outfit default. That whenever I ask him, what should I wear for this thing? You go, you should wear this. And yes, I get compliments on it. So clearly you're making
Clearly
a good
I'm
choice.
right.
Yes. I was wearing a pink Oxford shirt under a brown Argyle Brooks Brothers sweater.
Brooks Brothers is where you go if you want to look like a grown person.
Yes. It's where I go anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So on that show this week, I reviewed Unknown and I Am Number 4,
That's
which
right.
are the two movies we'll be talking about this week, as well as a special added bonus, Big Mama's House, Like Father, Like Son.
But it's not a body switching movie.
Sadly, no. I was a little disappointed.
It would have been all right. It'd been like a Freaky Friday.
Yeah, but with fat
Big
suits.
Freaky Friday mama. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The whole avenue they didn't bother to explore. So Unknown actually was.
It's all right.
Yeah, I had a good time. It's retaken. It's Liam Neeson getting angry again at bad people in Europe and kicking their booties. But yeah, it's entertaining. Basically, the premise is that Liam Neeson and his wife January Jones,
Who is a very, very pretty actress.
she is, and
She's very pretty.
and she's very icy in this.
Icy is not the word I was thinking of.
Just
when I
pretty?
was- Just pretty.
Pretty?
Yeah,
Okay.
just pretty.
Anyway, so they go to Berlin for a bioengineering conference, and then he gets in a taxi accident and bumps his head. And when he wakes up,
His whole life's been bioengineered.
yeah, like no one knows who he is or no one recognizes him, and somebody else is claiming
they
to be
know
him.
who he is.
No,
They just say they don't know him.
well, they say they don't know him, and like some other Aidan Quinn is suddenly running around with his name and his wife.
Got
And,
ID to match.
yeah, and
Pictures
so-
of him with pretty lady on his lap
January
to
Jones.
match as well.
So yeah, so it's all very like, and so there have to be chases and shootings and
we need to have Gray
things.
come in to make that noise.
She does it best. You're
She
right.
does that noise the best. She makes the Scooby-Doo noise the best.
But yeah, so it was fun, and Bruno Ganz is in it, and Frank Langella is in it. So that was cool.
Here's the thing about Bruno Ganz in this movie.
Oh,
if you know who he is, he's the guy. He played Hitler in Downfall, and
He became a YouTube superstar.
He became a YouTube superstar with the Hitler finds out about whatever, And he was also the main angel guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's had a very
Wings of Desire.
distinguished career in German cinema. He's in, like, Wim Wenders' The American Friend. He's
Right.
like, you know, he is one of the key players of the new German cinema of the 1970s and beyond.
Yeah, he's an old guy now.
It just happened that he played Hitler
super
once in this clip that all these
totally
people
famous
put funny subtitles
German
on in YouTube, but he's a really great actor.
Yeah. Well, here's what's weird about him in this movie. He gives a really weirdly goofy performance. Did you notice that? Everything he did was these line readings were all just sort of like, you know, like it was just almost goony the way he was behaving.
Hey, look,
the
if somebody
entire
wants to
film.
show up and be eccentric in a big Hollywood movie,
Yeah.
more
thought it was
power
really,
to him.
I just thought it was really weird. I mean, I was happy to see him there because I was like, that's funny because January Jones and Bruno Ganz are in the same movie. Yeah, I don't think this is a good movie. I just think
it's entertaining,
effective and
Yeah,
entertaining.
it is cobbled together from a million other movies you've seen.
It's got tons of great actiony parts, like the backwards car chase and the car crash at the beginning of the movie.
The
that
taxi
sets
crash.
it all up in motion.
The big
taxi
car
crash.
chase through the middle of Berlin, and
And they're driving backwards in the big car chase.
yes, which is always
also,
you know.
Well, that's like what happened
when Amelie does it.
When Amelie did it in
the
the
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. But she had to do it much more maneuvery.
And she was in the
She
Louvre.
was much more skilled at it than these guys are because she was like, she was driving a little smart car backwards. It was crazy. Tom Hanks was in the car with her.
Yes,
He's
lots
like,
of Mercedes.
Watch out.
Lots of Mercedeses in this movie because it's Germany and they drive those all over the place.
And I can't tell. We actually can't tell you anything that happens in the movie.
Yeah, because it's all this intricate
Because the only thing you are supposed to
conspiracy
know
plot
going
of
in,
what's happening.
the only thing you're supposed to know going in is that he
swears that he's this
swears
guy.
he's this one guy, but everyone says no, you're not. This other guy is
this
you.
guy, yeah.
And then he has to find out why, which sort of parallels the Taken plot because he has to go. He's in a foreign country.
Right.
He doesn't know anything about where he's going, but he has to become like mega badass and find out right away, or he's going to get killed.
Right. But the thing is, in Taken,
Unlike Taken, he doesn't murder 97 people.
No.
Yeah.
And they doesn't have to protect any white virgins from the evil brown man. But in because in Taken, the whole thing is he's a former CIA agent, so it makes sense that he knows all this stuff. And in this movie, I was kind of like, well, boy,
How was it that he's such an Iron Man?
yeah, for a
in this movie?
scientist, you sure know a lot of things. But all the things that popped up in my head, like, wait, that how are they going to explain that, or how's that going to work? It all makes sense. Like
They do explain
the
it
central
all at the
conspiracy plot makes sense.
Sorta.
So no, it does. I mean,
There's
there's action movie stuff you have to account for, like everybody can break through doors or whatever. But as far as the actual plot mechanics,
Right.
it all holds up. You know.
I suppose.
So that I give it points for that, and just for being entertaining. It's not a good movie. It's not an original movie, but it's well done for what
It's
it
stuff
is.
you've seen before, mixed up in a new way, and you'll
And
be
for February,
you'll be happy if you go see it because you'll be like, that was kind of fun.
for February, it's about as good as you're going to get from
You
a
will
major
have
studio.
a good time.
Yeah, you'll have fun. Totally.
You're not. There's not one movie that we're talking about this week that has a shred of originality going on. There's nothing. We're actually discussing nothing this week. There is nothing to advance the cause of art going on this week. Nothing.
No.
Not a thing. Like,
But
the best you can say.
But
about
if it's
any of
Friday
these
night and
movies-
you're staring at the marquee, you could do worse than going to see Unknown.
if you live in a big,
You'll forget
city,
about it by April. But
If you live in a big city, this is the week that you should go to the art house, to the repertory cinema to see some. Excuse me, my tea is not agreeing with me. Hang on. Sorry.
yeah, if you're in LA, for
You
instance,
need to go to a repertory
you could go to
cinema and
Cinefamily
see-
on Tuesday
and
night
see something
and see
classic or
Bardo
older,
a Go-Go.
unusual, yeah.
They're showing "And God Created Woman." and a bunch
Don't
of,
go see any three. Don't go see any of these movies that.
if
we're
you
talking
have
about
any
this
other
week.
choices.
If you have other
that
choices,
they might be good. Yeah,
but that's let's say you live in Cleburne, Texas. It's a town I've been through.
yes,
And they've got like a
one mall theater.
a multiplex, that's got 10 screens or whatever, and it's got all 10 of the big movies. And
Yeah.
so you wouldn't.
And assuming you've seen the good Oscar nominees already.
You've seen True Grit. You've seen
The Fighter.
You've seen whatever.
Go see Unknown.
Go see them.
So there's a rave review from us. But I'll tell you, of the three movies we're reviewing this week, it's the only one that I can endorse in any way. Whereas Dave White has soft spots for the other two.
I am one of 4 people in the country who liked
I am number 4. Oy.
Well, but you know who one of the other 4 is?
Who?
Gray.
Well, bully for y'all.
We both had a really good time.
Maybe y'all's popcorn was spiked or something.
Might have been. I'm having a really weird week of bad taste. Like my usual,
discerning standards,
rigorous
yes.
standards. That's a film comment word that I like to use.
Have gone out the window.
It just went out the window this week. Like I just was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Because you're gay for Bay.
I am.
You're gay for Michael Bay.
I am. I really am. I'm one of the people who also likes all the Transformers movies.
Oh God!
And kind of every Michael Bay.
Don't tell
movie.
people
Bad
that.
Boys, the Bad Boys movies.
Armageddon
was okay.
Oh man, Dave White.
It doesn't matter.
We need to see other people. We need to see other podcasts.
I like how he doesn't care about anything. Like, he's the worst thing to happen to mainstream movies in the past, 2 decades, right? Mm-hmm. But
he's committed to his vision.
He's committed to nothing but surfacey sensation. And there are times... Now, I think I'm allowed to like Michael Bay. Here's why. Because I have a strong, healthy appetite for classic films, for hardcore, capital A, art films that would drive other people to drink or sleep or whatever. I love that stuff. And I've seen tons of it. And I champion it every time I get a chance. That means... occasionally, I get to eat sugar right from the bag.
I was going to say, so basically you eat enough broccoli so that this is your Captain Crunch. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I get to say Transformers is rad because I know better. And so
I'm sorry.
In his way, I'm going to say this too. In his way, Michael Bay is a significant director because of how he has changed movies and because of the number of people who have responded to his movies. And now, he did not direct I Am Number 4. No. He's just a producer.
Right.
But his
stamp is all over.
His big, stinky hands are all over
He is a significant director in the way that Osama bin Laden is a significant entrepreneur. Everything he does is awful. And yes, I just called Michael Bay the Osama bin Laden of cinema. I don't care. He may be an auteur and a visionary and do things his way, but his way is bad.
He's an evil genius then.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yes.
Right.
And he is taking over the world, sadly.
Right.
The world of the movies.
So, I Am Number 4, not directed by Michael Bay.
No, directed by the dillhole who did Disturbia. DJ Caruso.
Do you know he's a dillhole?
I'm just guessing.
Do you know?
I'm guessing because he directed I Am Number 4.
What if he's really nice? What if he's a nice dude?
Look, we saw what working for Michael Bay did to Shia LaBeouf, so I'm sure it did something similar to this guy.
So it's about this teen spaceman. He comes to Earth, and he's got glowy hands. And
these other ugly aliens with gills in their face,
Voldemort-looking dudes,
already took over his planet, and now they've come to Earth to find the remaining surviving hot teens. Yeah. Yes.
And so he runs around, having to escape all over the place.
They've already killed numbers 1, 2, and 3. And
Timothy Oliphant is
number 4.
Is his fake protector dad.
He's sort of like, remember the guy who drove Billy Batson around in the RV on Shazam?
Yeah.
He's like that.
He's that guy.
Yeah. He's the mentor.
So they have to, hide all the time. So go to this little town in Ohio, and they meet what's her face from Glee,
Diana Agron.
Yeah,
and she's real pretty, and she used to be popular, but now she's a photographer.
I believed in her.
I didn't.
I believed in him.
Not in a
As
second.
a tormented teen alien. I believed in her as a sad,
as a pretty girl who wants more.
Girl
yeah,
who
no.
is stunningly beautiful.
I'll tell you, as far as characters of like pretty girls who aren't popular anymore or who have chosen not to be popular,
Right.
I much more bought in the movie that very few people saw, in Band Slam, when Ali Michalka played that character, because she had reasons for doing it and it felt organic. This just felt like, oh, I'm an outcast and I'm a weirdo, but I'm also like smoking hot Glee star.
But they explained to you,
Yeah, but it's
why
flimsy.
she's
It's
an outcast.
flimsy.
She voluntarily became an outcast.
Yes, but it's all flimsy.
Because she broke up with the football dude, and he didn't like her anymore.
And he somehow turned all of her friends against her.
Because he's very powerful.
Yeah,
He's has lots of high school power.
do not buy that.
And so then the guy, Space Teen, has
Yes.
special powers, not just glowy hands, but special fighting powers,
Butt kicking powers.
Yeah,
yes.
he can kick the butts, and he can stop a car, and he can do all kinds of things. And he's got a doggy. It's an adorable little beagle
Yes.
who trails him for the entire movie.
Well, who
and
you see
don't know his motives.
Well, but you see it turn from a lizard into a beagle.
That's right.
And
It
then
turns
it's
from a
the
lizard
beagle,
into a
and
beagle,
you're
and that's
thinking-
why you think, oh, he's a
spy
tracking
for the
he's a
bad
spy,
aliens,
a spy
yes.
for the bad guys.
But maybe
Or a
not.
tracking device, but maybe he's not. And so I like any movie where I'm trying to guess the dog's motivations from the beginning until the third act. Because every
What
time
does
that
the
dog,
dog
would show
want?
every time the dog would show up on screen, I'd go, "What's up with that doggy? He looks so cute." I bet if he scratched his belly, his little leg would go. But perhaps he's evil. What's going to happen with the evil doggy? And then at the third act, you find out what's going on with the doggy, and I was totally satisfied.
That was kind of an interesting reveal.
I
But again,
liked it.
the thing is that the whole last act is
I don't care anymore. I like this movie.
You know what? Okay, well,
Everyone can shut up.
Fine. As you kept saying last week, I don't care. that was my feeling about I Am Number 4. I don't care. Speaking of not caring,
What? Wait.
What?
What else do we have to say about this film?
Well, okay, it leads to the big.
It moves. It's never boring.
It's boring.
It keeps going, and
It leads up to
things
this- it leads up to this-
super fighting at the end.
Yeah, it leads up to this big climax of super fighting with the bad aliens.
And I care what happens to them. I want to see the sequel. Now.
But the thing is that like the big fight involves all these characters that you've only barely seen over the course of the movie, who then suddenly become
I don't care.
exceedingly important because number 4 can't deal with it alone. To me, and I said this on What the Flick, it felt like a CW pilot. Like every week he's going to go to a different small town and meet a different hot girl, but the big scary aliens will still be chasing him, and he'll be on the road with other hot alien girl and nerdy UFO boy.
Right.
I don't want to see that show.
Plus the doggy.
And the doggy, and I don't want to watch that show.
I'll watch that show.
Yeah.
If that was a show, like it was a weekly show, I would be watching it every week. Yeah.
Well, not with me, you wouldn't.
You watched 90210
Yeah.
and Degrassi.
Yeah.
Well then.
But you know what that show,
Yeah.
you know what those shows don't have?
What?
Aliens with glowy hands.
To their detriment.
Be a whole lot cooler if they did.
That's right.
No, I'm perfectly happy with them the way they are. So, no thanks. Yeah, so I don't care.
Big Mamas.
Big Mama's house. Which,
No, it's not a house. There's no house. They're not in a house.
is it just Big Mama's?
They're in a house, but it's not their house. It's not
It's
Big
just-
Mama's house.
Is it just called Big Mama's?
It's Big Mama's, colon, like father, comma, like son.
Okay, sorry. Big Mamas. Which, as I pointed out on What the Flick, lots of parallels with I Am Number 4. You have a sort of father-stepson relationship. They're undercover. The teenagers' romance with a local girl complicates their mission. There's a big car chase that involves that thing where the car skids on its front tires and the back is way up in the air.
You know those things happen.
Yeah, so it's like, it's Big Mama's is almost like the Deep Impact to I Am Number 4's Armageddon.
Yes.
It's the infamous to I Am Number 4's Capote.
I would like to say that I love fat suit movies.
Okay.
I like it when people are in fat suits. I like it when Big Mama is doing Big Mama-ish things. I like it when there's poop. I like it when there's farting. I like it when there's throwing up, projectile vomiting. I like dance contests.
This may be a more embarrassing admission than that you like Michael Bay.
I like dance contests where everyone's doing a lot of sudden line dance that they all learned in their sleep.
Spontaneously.
I like I like it when Big Mama raps. I like it when she crushes things. I like it when things grab her by the balls, by her Big Mama balls. I like these things. Wait, I'm not done yet.
I'm in pain.
I'm not done yet.
Mainly feeling bad for you, but
I'm not done yet. And to that end, I was disappointed by this film, and there's a reason why. The reason why is because it was lazy. Martin Lawrence made a promise to all of us when he became Big Mama for the first time, and that promise was more poop. And there was not one. Was there one poop element in this film? Not one.
No, I've got no complaints.
There was no poop in this movie. There was not even any farting in this movie.
Nope.
And that's not right. That's not right.
Okay.
That's cheating me and everyone else who bought a ticket who was promised from Big Mama's House and Big Mama's House 2 that there would be disgusting idiocy from the beginning of the movie until the final credits. There needs to be nothing but stupidity. Hang on, I'm not finished yet. I got a philosophy here.
This is the worst manifesto ever. I
believe in feces as humor, and if that's not going to happen, then I at least want violence. And if I can't have either of them, then you don't deserve my fat suit desiring money. And that is why this movie is not fun, because there's not enough of what it is promising all of us.
Now, I never saw the first two Big Mama movies, and frankly would have been quite happy not to have seen this one as well, but here we are. And it's... farts aside, it is an exceptionally lazy movie. Like it's totally like Martin Lawrence had a tax bill to pay or something. Like he could not be less interested. He is so going through the motions.
Like Wesley Snipes was his accountant.
Exactly.
And Wesley Snipes was like, "Just go ahead. You don't have to pay this. You don't have to do any of that.
They
you don't do it. Yeah, they're not going to catch you."
No one will notice.
And then they did.
So it's just dreadful. And like, I mean, it's so like lazy, cobbled together bits from like Tootsie and Some Like It Hot. And I laughed once.
Sure, bring in good movies.
I laughed once for the whole film. And it's a joke that's not even that funny when I retell
the goalposts. Nice.
But but look,
Tootsie and Something Like It
Hot. But they steal from those movies, so they brought it on themselves.
You can't even discuss those movies in the same room.
In any event, even not comparing those to
those are movies that people who love cinema want to see.
Okay, fine, but even leaving out those films, which Big Mama's rips off. Yeah. Big Mama's colon, you would have liked that movie.
If that's number 4, I'll go see it.
But it's stupid and not funny and there's nothing going on in this movie. I mean, Faison Love had his name taken off of it, which more power to him that he did it in the first place. Though it's not.
Sherry Shepherd has a credit at the beginning. And
she's in one scene,
10 seconds.
Yeah, and she's the house mother.
Faison Love is in the movie a whole bunch
and doesn't have
not
his name
credited at all.
Sherry Shepherd plays the house mother that Big Mama is replacing, and she comes in the office all like covered in like toilet paper and shaving cream. So you think, oh, the Big Mama's gonna have her hands full with these crazy ass girls.
Nah.
No, nothing interesting.
They're a little smart alecky.
And they have some little sass. That's about it. And of course, and for bringing a house mother, there's about 6 characters that we ever deal with at all in this dorm.
But they do a whole hot lunch jam at the beginning, so you just see that she's responsible for all of these artistic young females.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which then involves Big Mama doing a dance move that has her like crashing through a picnic table.
Because she's morbidly obese. That's funny.
Yeah, it's not. It's not funny. It could be, but this movie is not funny.
Then she takes off all her clothes to be a figure model.
Figure model for
you see all of her fat wads spilling out
everywhere.
But
that was the thing, though. Like when I thought, well, surely she can't destroy because I didn't think he was wearing a full, detailed fat suit. Like I thought he was just wearing padding and a dress. Oh no!
You didn't see Big Mama's House or Big Mama's House 2 where he wore a bikini.
He has. Oh God.
Yeah.
But. And I didn't see Norbit either, and I'm thanking my lucky stars. But so I didn't realize that Big Mama is actually having to schlep around like a full body costume, just in case she would need to get naked at some point.
She needs to get naked,
which would, of course, never happen. But anyway,
it could at any minute. You never know when someone's going to say to you, "Would you like to be a figure model in our drawing class?" Why, certainly.
So, because RISD wants to see your painting.
Rhode Island School of Design wants to
see this crappy painting that looks like it should be
my favorite line of the whole
on
movie.
black velvet.
Some girl in the art school paints a picture of Big Mama. This it's a horrifyingly awful
With
picture.
like sparkles on it.
Sparkles and shit. And she goes, I hope the people at RISD accept this and
appreciate
it. I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to appreciate it.
Yeah, they're going to send you straight to van painting school.
So, yeah, I mean, the reason this movie is no good is because it doesn't give you what it promises. And
I don't think I would have liked it
that's
any
shitty.
better if there had been farts and poop in it. You would have laughed
would've.
more, but no, I don't think so.
More dancing, more rapping.
Maybe more dancing and rapping.
Yeah.
Big Mama doesn't rap. The Big Mama's. Well, do we need to explain the premise of this?
There's no need to
Doesn't
explain
matter.
the premise.
Anyway, Big Mama's stepson, who also has to go in drag, is a rapper. And
Who, by the way, names himself as his rap,
Prodigy.
moniker. He's the Prodigy.
Yeah.
And I sat through the whole movie going, dude, there's
already a The
there's
Prodigy.
a band called the Prodigy. You would be just adding to. It'd be like someone came out and said, my name of my band is Justin Bieber.
Yeah, but he spells it PRODI-G.
Oh, that's significantly
totally
different.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone in the movie knew that there was a band called
probably
the Prodigy.
not.
This
No.
internationally famous band.
And
the
you know,
Prodigy.
if only there was some electronic way where you could look things up and see if they already existed. But sadly, they were not aware of this.
So no, I did not like this movie.
But you laughed some.
Well, yeah, because when Big Mama's being Big Mama, doing Big Mama things, that's funny.
I didn't think so.
Here's what I would like more than this movie. As I said in my review at movies.com, there should be a documentary with Martin Lawrence dressed as Big Mama, Robin Williams dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire, Eddie Murphy dressed as Grandma Clump, Gwyneth Paltrow from Shallow Hal, all the Wayanses in whatever costume they want to wear, and Tyler Perry as Medea, and then I want
Ryan Reynolds from Just Friends.
Ryan Reynolds from Just Friends. I want them all to get in a big fight. I want it to be like Battle Royale, but I want the Bugs Bunny physics to rule, so that no one actually has to die
Or get hurt.
bloodied and bruised, maybe.
Right.
And
This sounds like fetish porn.
I want that to. That's what I want. I want to see that movie.
Now, would you want
A
Eddie Murphy
jackassy
as
kind
Grandma Clump or as the woman in Norbit?
Oh, that's
Tough choice. Isn't
Grandma
it?
Clump.
Grandma Clump.
I want
Okay.
Grandma Clump.
Just
yeah.
checking.
And although the woman in Norbit is, maybe he could mitosis himself and be
Well,
both.
he does like playing multiple roles.
He could do
in
both
one-
because he does it all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to see that movie, or I want to see Tina Fey and Tracy Morgan just have lunch one day and just
on a napkin
over burgers write a script for Honky Grandma Be Trippin'.
Yeah, that would be
And
way.
then
more
I want to
fun.
watch that.
That would be way more
or
fun than
Who
Big
Dat
Mama's.
Ninja, or what's the one about the dog?
The
where he plays
dog,
the
the policeman. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget.
I'll go see any of those.
Yeah.
I'll pay the money to go see
Over
any
Big
of those.
Mama's colon.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. Big Mama's colon could be really good.
I don't
You
think
don't.
so. But
I don't think you really understand.
the magic of
The
Big
magic.
Mama.
Fat suit movies are an important part of our culture.
God,
They reflect how we live now.
fat.
Yes.
But there are no like fat movie stars, so we have to put them in outfits.
There are that dude on Mike and Molly. What's his name?
Well, he's not a movie star.
He's not a movie star, but you never know. He might be coming. He might. He might make movies.
They let you be
someday.
fat on TV, but like even Kevin James is slimming down now.
Not much.
Some.
Not much.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but that's a whole other topic. So tune in next week when we will be.
Are we done?
Yeah,
Is that 30 minutes?
just about.
We used up all of them.
Yeah, so we have to.
I'm always surprised.
I know
when we
it
get to
just
the end of
zips
a
right by.
thing, and we're. Yeah.
But a couple housekeeping things first.
We're
Next
going to do a DVD.
we are, but
recommendation.
I
Okay.
want to tell everybody real quick.
right.
Next week, a very special Linoleum Night podcast. We're going to tape one after the Academy
I
Awards.
just don't want to.
We're going to do it.
I want to do one just about the movies.
We're going to do
I
it.
don't care about the Oscars.
I don't either, but people out there do.
Hey, everybody, we don't care about the Oscars. So
But
make sure you listen to our
But we
Oscar
know a lot
podcast.
of you do.
Make sure you listen to our special Oscar podcast.
So-
two people who don't care about this are going to do a podcast for you.
But we will enjoy pooping on it and having an autopsy.
This is not set in stone yet. He's telling you something. He's promising something that I haven't agreed to yet.
You said you would.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I said,
I
no.
explained it to you.
You said, let's do it. And I said, I want to talk about Uncle Boonby
Well,
and the other stuff that's coming out. Everyone already knows everything they need to know about the Oscars. We're still working out this. He says it's going to happen. I say maybe.
fine. Well, we'll tune in next week and
You might.
see what the heck we
You're
do.
going to at least
because we don't even know yet.
You're going to at least get the normal podcast. And if somehow, some way, he manages to ply me with cakes and treats enough this week, I might agree
You know what?
to do a second
I
one.
will do this without you.
You won't.
Yeah.
The damn you will.
Well, then
That ain't going to happen.
quit stepping to me and do what I say. I'm in charge here. We're doing a post-Oscar podcast.
You think you're in charge.
You think you are.
I am. I hold the key to whether or not this happens.
You ain't nothing. See, here's the thing. I know how to do all this without you. You don't know how to do all this without me. I know where things get plugged in.
You can't make me talk.
Fine. I'll take this act solo. It's Rose's turn.
What's that mean?
It's a Gypsy reference.
It's what?
It's a reference to Gypsy.
What's that?
The musical.
Oh, the musical Gypsy?
You're the worst.
What
guy
happens
ever.
in that?
Mama Rose is pushing her kids on stage constantly.
Oh, she's a
and-
stage mother?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Gypsy Rose Lee finally
Gypsy Rose Lee, I know her.
becomes a
I
big
know that
famous
name.
stripper,
Right.
and the mother gets left aside. And then she
Is
has
it a
this-
true story?
Yes.
Like it happens in the musical the way it happened in real
Yeah.
life?
Well, I mean,
Her mom
ostensibly.
pushed her to be a stripper?
Well, she pushed her on stage. She sort of wound up becoming a stripper and then becoming really
Was mom
successful at
happy?
it.
Was the mom happy
She
about her
was.
becoming a
Well, she was
stripper?
happy about her becoming famous, and then the mother gets pushed aside.
Famous for showing off her boobies?
Yeah, I don't know if she ever stripped all the way. It was a more innocent time.
A burlesque
Yes,
show. And
exactly.
I
Anyway,
see.
so then there's the big famous 11 o'clock number in Gypsy.
Did they sing in real life?
Will you let me explain one thing without peppering me with questions?
All right.
The big number in Gypsy is Rose's turn, where she basically loses her mind and complains about how she spent her entire life trying to get her make her children famous, and now it's her turn to be famous, and she wants her name in lights and da da da. And
What's she going to do to be famous?
it doesn't matter. She just
Does
likes
she
it.
wind up being famous because of
No.
the song? So she basically is just.
It's her mad.
Whine-
it's her
whining.
mad scene. It's a
She's whining.
Yes.
All right. This doesn't sound like a fun thing to watch.
Oh God.
Is it fun to watch?
Yeah.
Is it entertaining?
Done right. Yes.
I'll watch
the
it if
movie.
it's-
The movie's not very good, but
There's a movie?
yes.
What's the movie?
Gypsy.
Also called Gypsy. Who's in the
Yes.
movie?
Natalie Wood, not singing for herself, and Rosalind
Did
Russell.
Natalie Wood ever sing in any musical that she was ever
I
in?
don't know. I think it was mainly Marnie Nixon. I don't even think she sings in that stupid Inside Daisy Clover.
Oh, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
How did we see that? Was it on
It was
TCM?
on
one day?
TCM. I was just like, oh my God. That was bananas.
So Gypsy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, the
How did
total.
how did I not know anything about
I don't
that?
know. You didn't know anything about that. Anyway, back to our pre-tangent discussion. Our DVD recommendation of this week is Sergei Eisenstein's Ivan the Terrible Part 2.
Yes, not part 1 and part 2, and not part 1.
Just part 2.
You can watch it on Netflix Instant.
Yes.
But
You don't have
they
to go
show
get
it. They show
It's
both.
all one big thing.
It's all one big thing. So you have to make sure you get to the part that starts part 2.
Yeah.
Because part 1
Is
was
Stalinist propaganda.
Stalinist propaganda.
And part
which
2
is fine if you want to watch that. I mean, it's not like that makes it horrible and
Yeah.
unwatchable. But part 2 is crazy.
Cuckoo bananas. It's unhinged.
We watched it last night for the very first time.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that Ignati, what's-his-face guy at the movies recommending an Eisenstein movie. Because did you guys see that episode where he does the movies that made us critics? And,
Don't insult this guy. You don't even know him.
I'm not insulting him, but
You
I
don't know him.
just here's the thing. They do this half-hour thing of the movies made us critics, and Christy Lemire is picking stuff like The Breakfast Club and Magnolia and No Country for Old Men, and all of his choices were. I mean, he picked Playtime, which is one of my favorite movies, but
Oh, so I guess you're pretentious too. Huh?
I guess I am.
Yeah,
But
you are.
von Stroheim's Foolish Wives and Godard's Eastward Cinema. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, you're 25. Like, have you seen anything fun in your life ever, or were you just
Godard
born?
movies are totally fun.
But you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know that you're trying to insult a stranger.
I'm not
Some guy
insulting
you
him.
don't
I'm
even
just
know.
I was just sort of taken aback at how difficult all of his choices were. Like, there wasn't one Howard Hawks movie in there. There wasn't one musical. Like, there wasn't one.
Maybe he's better than you
Maybe.
on All levels.
And
How do you know?
And that's why I'm consumed with rage.
Why are you? Yeah. Why are you?
I just thought it was strange. That he
What if he's just a better human being?
I
than
just
you
thought
are?
it was strange that he didn't pick one sort of like
I think we need to interview him to find out
why he's better than
why
me.
he's better than you.
I'm sure he's a lovely individual. I've never
Apparently, he's better than you based on the movies he likes.
I was just sort of stunned by his choices.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Sergei Eisenstein's Ivan the Terrible Part 2. Dave, at one point, kind of nailed it. He said, wow, this reminds me of the Mexican Santa Claus. Because it's this black and white movie with like tons and tons of close-ups on faces with significant expressions. Like they're either brooding
They're
or
not
they're...
significant expressions. They're bug-eyed.
They're mugging.
Like operatic mugging. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But then, like, about two-thirds of the way in the
And
movie...
awesome.
Two-thirds of the way in the movie, there's this big, like, dinner sequence with, like, a big musical number, and it's suddenly in color.
Yeah.
In, like, lurid color.
Also, it's short. It's like 80 minutes
Yeah,
long. So
yeah.
You hit it and quit it. It's cuckoo.
Yeah. So
And
you will not be disappointed.
You will not be bored one moment. You might not know what's going on sometimes because the people just sort of walk in and yell. They yell at each other. There's nonstop shouting.
Yeah, and if you don't know your 16th century Russian history, you may be a little... But, whatever. You just go with it. It was fun. I liked it. I'm glad we saw it.
I'm glad we saw it too.
So that was our recommendation for the week. And join us next week when we'll be doing something.
At least one podcast.
At least.
Perhaps two if I'm wooed properly into it.
Or one where we do part Oscar recap and part next week's movie.
I would be even amenable to maybe a 45-minute podcast.
Ooh.
Where a slightly longer.
Okay.
Where we just talk about everything. If you're all right. Hopped up in a hurry to talk about the Oscars, then
I'm
then
thinking
we can
about
do
the
that.
audience.
It'll have to be after. Like we'll do the whole thing
after the Oscars.
After the Oscars.
Right. Okay.
And that way it'll be like late Sunday night. Y'all won't hear it until I don't even know who hears it on Sunday when this gets posted. But
all right, we'll do.
I'll go 15 minutes long.
Okay.
To talk about the Oscars, but I don't want to do two separate.
All right, that was just a suggestion.
Yeah.
I like yours. Well, 45 minutes.
Of course, you like mine. It's a better idea.
God, I'm gonna. You'll be sorry you were ever born. Anyway, drop us a line.
If you see me with bruises on my face,
it's because Dave walked into a door.
It's because I'm being battered
and deep fried. Drop us a line. Ask us questions. Tell us your opinions. We may ignore them at linoleumpodcast@gmail.com.
We take them very seriously.
We'll read them. That's all I'm promising. We will read them. Linoleumpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us. Tell your friends and join us next week.
Bye.